Hello, ladies and gents. I hope you all had a great, wonderful night tonight. If you don't know who I am, sorry about that. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make videos for NBA. I also do a bunch of other stuff. Um, all these videos and stuff like that, they get posted on this Reddit right here. My username is Shook. That's how you can find my posts. And if you have any questions about the slate, news up to lock and stuff like that, you can ask me that here. I'll reply to you if you have questions about like pivot and stuff like that. So I think it's really, really important. Some stuff does change. I expect some rotational stuff will change for the Celtics. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can do so on Twitter, right here at Tory Langley or Shookgo. That is my handle. And then if Discord's something you're interested in, where I've private videos, I give you a core of 4 players to play for the main slate, 3 players to play for the Showdown slate, cash player pool, a tournament player pool, whole bunch of other stuff. That'll be linked below. If you're interested, like um, if you play esports like Call of Duty, CS:GO, we have people playing that. I also play them, so if that's something you're interested in, we also do that. Um, I've also been doing No House Advantage props. I didn't even know I could play on No House Advantage. I started playing the past 2 days, and I'm profitable the past 2 days. One yesterday, one today. So we have pretty much everything in Discord, like people playing MLB, like I said, CS:GO, Call of Duty, PGA, MLB, NBA. We'll have WNBA, Summer League coming up, preseason NFL. So like busy all year long. Really great place. That'll be down below. And yeah. Let me just make sure I have all the slates up that we will go over. We can close this. We'll look at the rotations together. And what am I missing? What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, my lineups. Bad night for me. Excuse me. Unfortunately, I already told you guys my 2-game lineup was absolutely cooked. Showdown didn't go well. Everything smashed besides Marcus Smart. Just really, really unfortunate game for Marcus Smart. That really, really sucked. But everything else just absolutely nuked, unfortunately. Marcus Smart floor game cost me from the cash. Just unfortunate, but nothing you could do about it. I hate showdown slates. I hate them. And then 2-game slate, I told you guys I was cooked on it. There was no way I was going to cash. I made some swaps, but yeah, there was no way I was cashing with Aaron Gordon and not having Jamal Murray. So there was just no chance. So that's a look back at my lineups tonight. And yeah, after this, I'm going to be looking at Call of Duty and CS:GO. So we'll go over both. We'll go over both slates again. Like I said, I haven't looked at the 2-game slate, but we'll do a quick rundown together after I go over the Showdown slate. Looking at where's today's game. Oh, also, don't say I didn't call it. Grant Williams in the rotation. Robert Williams losing minutes. Derek White playing more minutes. I absolutely nailed everything about the Celtics rotation. Now I think we're gonna see more stuff change for the 2-game slate, so keep an eye on that. But starting off with the Lakers rotation, so we saw Vanderbilt start, and I didn't think he was gonna play much in the starting lineup. He still did play 15 minutes. I don't know if they'll change some things moving forward. They're obviously in a tough spot right now. And then we saw, obviously, Lonnie Walker minutes get cooked. I called that. We saw Tristan Thompson check in for like 10 seconds. And then, surprisingly, D'Lo played 32 minutes. But he was a minus 25 game 1. He was a minus 16 game 2. They need to do something. I don't know what they need to do, but they need to do something with D'Lo. And then we saw Rui, like I said, big part of the rotation. Vanderbilt starting didn't worry me one bit. And with Denver, we basically saw like a 7-man rotation. Christian Braun got absolutely cooked from the rotation. Reggie Jackson subbed in for 2 minutes, and then Jeff Green played his normal 15 minutes, and you saw KCP get into massive foul trouble, and Bruce Brown play huge minutes because of that. And then obviously they'll either close with KCP or they'll close with Bruce Brown, depending on what they're going to do there. So I wouldn't play those two together, but luckily you probably don't have to play them because they are both way, way overpriced on this slate. Let's go over it. So once again, Jokic is going to be the priority for me. I am not fading Jokic on a Showdown slate. I will do everything in my power to try to fit him in at captain. He looks absolutely phenomenal. There's no takes I need to give. You guys know you play Jokic, call it a day, figure out the rest later. But now the interesting thing you have to think about here is going to be the pricing between Jamal Murray, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James. If I were to do projections right now, and at their current prices, 11-4 for LeBron, 11-2 for Anthony Davis. If I were to do projections right now, I think at their prices, for Jamal Murray to be worth it point per dollar over LeBron James and Anthony Davis, he would need to score within like 6 or 7 fantasy points for them. I could be wrong. Don't math check that, but I think it's about that. 6, 7 fantasy points within that price range. He can absolutely do that, right? LeBron, floor's been very, very high. Ceiling's been meh. Anthony Davis, floor kind of been low. Someone commented in the YouTube chat like a few days ago saying, "How does Anthony Davis have a low floor?" Look. This is how Anthony Davis has a low floor at his price tag. Look. He's not $8K. He is $11,200. Just had to put that to rest. But yeah, going over Denver, I think Jamal Murray is once again a very, very good play. You know, he's going to play 42 minutes. He's going to stuff the stat sheet. Give the ball to Murray. Give the ball to Jokic. Get out the way. I don't know if you guys are watching the game, but Jamal Murray, absolute ball hog. Good when he's in your lineups because he's going to keep shooting the ball 20-plus times. You know, going to stuff the stat sheet as well. Can get you a few steals too. So, really good spot against the Lakers. Point guards against the Lakers. They've been nuking all season long. I don't expect that to change in the playoffs. So, Jamal Murray looks great. Now, between Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon is by far going to be the lowest stone between the two. I think it's a fine tournament pivot for GPPs. I just think Michael Porter Jr. right now has the much higher ceiling. Got in a massive foul trouble early. That's why he only played 31 minutes. He's been shooting the ball very well. He's a good rebounder. He does have double-double upside. So the floor is nice with him. Even if he's not hitting his shots, he'll probably get you like 20 fantasy points, which is fine. Not what you want, obviously, but I definitely do prefer MPJ to Aaron Gordon. I think MPJ is another pretty good mid-range play, but unfortunately these builds are going to be kind of more stars and scrubs, but I think MPJ is very, very good. Aaron Gordon at 7K, he's been god-awful, but he's mainly been out there for his defense. Going to play huge minutes because of that, but he's been really, really bad. He'll probably be low owned because of it. I'm fine with it for tournaments. I'd much rather just spend the extra $200 for Michael Porter Jr. And then we have Bruce Brown and KCP at these prices. And once again, for me, they're going to be unplayable in my one lineup. I just don't see them having a ceiling to get there at their respective prices. Now, if I was playing 150 lineups, sure. If I was playing 20 lineups, sure, I'd probably get some. They'll be very, very low owned because of their prices. But for me in my one lineup, I find it very, very hard for me to get to these guys. Mainly because in this slate specifically, with, you know, it being Jokic and Murray and AD and LeBron, it's such a star-studded Showdown slate that most of the usage is just going to be so star-heavy that, you know, going more stars and scrubs is going to be a lot more optimal. So that's my take there. Jeff Green probably plays around 15 minutes. Another just fine punt to jam in whoever you want. I'm definitely okay with that. And then we saw Christian Braun only check in the first quarter and never came back. So I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. So a fine dart. I think I'd rather just try to find the $1,000 to get to Jeff Green, or just not even mess with it. Or, you know, if you can get an extra star by punting with a 1K guy, I'd rather do that and just take a 0 if it allows you to get up to, like, you know, like an AD, LeBron, Jamal Murray, Jokic, and stuff like that. So, yeah. Sorry, guys, I have a permanent cough, and like throat issues from having COVID with my lungs a couple months ago when I almost died. So I apologize about that. We'll talk about strategy and stuff at the end of this and who I'd rather play and stuff like that. So LeBron, AD, I'm always just going to prefer AD to the both because Anthony Davis just has much higher ceiling, and specifically for Showdown, I just prefer ceiling way more to floor. But LeBron does have a ceiling; he does have a high floor. Finally, had three really good games actually back to back. Gonna play huge minutes as well. Stuff the stat sheet, has triple double upside. One thing to note as well, if you've been watching these games, LeBron James's ball handling has been way up. It wasn't as up in this Golden State series and the Memphis series, but in this Denver series, his ball handling has been way up, and I don't think people have realized that yet. So actually, his floor and ceiling has gone way up with his ball handling. So I guess it's just going to be an ownership thing for me. If everyone's going to slam AD, I'd rather go to LeBron. If everyone's going to jam LeBron, I'd rather go to AD. But it's LeBron, it's Anthony Davis. They're going to play huge minutes. They have such high usage rates. There's nothing bad to say about either. So they both look good. I obviously prefer Jokic to both, but they do both look good. Now we have Austin Reeves at 7,400. His minutes are very secure. Been consistently shooting the ball about 15 times a game. He's also stuffing the stat sheet. I don't think the price went up enough. He was optimal the last slate. I expect him to get quite a bit of ownership. A lot of people ask me who I'd rather prefer between Austin Reeves and Michael Porter Jr. The answer for me is going to be Michael Porter Jr., but it's basically going to come down to ownership. I'd rather just go to the low-owned guy. I think both have similar ceilings. I think Austin Reeves definitely has the higher floor, I take that back, but it's very close. I would just prefer going to the lower owned guy between the two. And then we have D'Lo at 6'8". I think there's a chance that he could lose minutes here, but I've been saying that for a lot, and I've been wrong a lot on it. I think I'd much rather just play MPJ or Austin Reeves over him, but I'm fine with him. And then we have the value. So I think Rui is going to be one of the most popular value plays on the slate, and it's for good reason. He's been phenomenal. He's been shooting the ball well. The only thing I have to say here is pump the brakes. He's not going to shoot 70 to 80% from the field, but he is still cheap at 4,600, so he is a very good value. And then you have Dennis Schroeder, who I think is still probably going to play 25 to 30 minutes. Has been horrible, but another okay value. I prefer Rui to Schroeder. And then Lonnie Walker's minutes have been absolutely cooked. But I will say this, if you give me 13 minutes of Lonnie Walker and you give me 13 minutes of Jeff Green, I'd rather play Lonnie Walker all day long over Jeff Green. And then if you want to go to a 1K punt, I think the best guy probably to be in the rotation out of all of the 1K punts would be Troy Brown Jr., but not a strong take there. I mean, where's Reggie? We did see Reggie play like 3 minutes, but not confident that happens again. So, strategy, I mean, if you want to play Jokic in the captain and like Jamal Murray and, a 1K guy, I think that's completely reasonable. It's been optimal the past two slates. I think a lot of people are going to be doing this though. So it's probably going to be like a pretty popular build. So if you are doing this, I would try to differentiate yourself somewhere. So if you have ownership projections, I definitely just if you're deciding, like I said, on MPJ or Reeves or stuff like that, I would just go to the lower owned guy because they're going to have a similar projection anyway, right? Or if you want to leave salary on the table and you're deciding on, say you have 7,400 remaining, just go to D'Lo over Austin Reeves, stuff like that. So definitely if you are going to do this type of build, try to get different because it's going to be a very popular build for tomorrow. But I think 1K punts definitely very viable because of the star-studded usage on these slates. All right, so let's look at the two-gamer real quick, but first let's look at the rotation from the Celtics tonight. So I absolutely nailed this rotation. I said Grant Williams would be in the rotation. I said Robert Williams could lose minutes, and then I said Derek White could gain minutes. That, in fact, happened. We'll see if they do a lineup change. Pretty much the only ones that were bad. I mean, they got to do something with Al Horford in this matchup. And then Jaylen Brown was god-awful. Al Horford was god-awful. Marcus Smart, I think, is injured. Malcolm Brogdon was good. Grant Williams was -4. It's fine. Derek White was good. Tatum's always good. So We'll take a quick look. So I'm going to continue to play Jokic. He looks phenomenal. I think Jamal Murray's still good. I assume he'll be low owned just because of the price, but still a very good play. MPJ I think is solid. Aaron Gordon's fine. Bruce Brown's just there for me. KCP's just there for me. I'm not going to play anyone else. On to the Lakers. So let me look at the Stars pricing first before I start making any judgment calls. You know, it's going to be the same thing for me. I'd much rather play Jokic, but I think LeBron and AD, once again, are good tournament plays. They're just low-owned every single two-game slate, so I like them for tournaments. Same thing in the Showdown slate. Between Austin Reeves and MPJ, it's just going to be an ownership thing for me, but I think another solid play at 6-2. D'Angelo Russell at 5-5. As long as you think he doesn't lose minutes, I think is a good play. I know the floor's been very low. Dennis Schroeder, good value. I think Rui stands out probably as one of the better value plays on the slate. Let me look at the pricing for the value, though. Caleb Martin looks great. Rui is fine. Robert Williams, if he comes off the bench, we'll see. But, yeah, Caleb Martin, I think, will be giga chalk. Where was I? Was that on the Lakers? Yeah, I think Rui's good value. I think he'll continue to get around 25 to 30 minutes. I think Schroeder will continue to play around 30 minutes. I think he's fine. I prefer like Caleb Martin though over him, but fine. Moving on to Boston, I think Tatum's probably going to get a decent chunk of ownership. I think he's good. Jaylen Brown, I'd much rather just play Jamal Murray over him, but fine tournament play. Marcus Smart, if ownership's going to drop because of the game tonight, I'm fine going right back. Very solid play. I actually think Al Horford might lose minutes in this spot. So be a little bit careful there. I think Malcolm Brogdon once again stands out as one of the best mid-range plays in the slate. I love him. Robert Williams, we'll see if he comes off the bench. If he comes off the bench, just a tournament play for me. If Derek White starts, I absolutely love Derek White for value. Even if he comes off the bench, I think he's good value. And then if you want to take a shot on a Grant Williams and hope he's in the rotation again at the flat min price, I think you can definitely do that. On to Miami. So Butler, I think is great. Bam Adebayo is probably going to be chalk after their triple-double tonight, but another good play. Kyle Lowry, fine with him. I think I prefer Brogdon, Smart, guys like that. Max Strus, it's always, if he hits his shots, you know, does have a ceiling if he's hitting his shots, but Caleb Martin has just outplayed him wonderfully. So I think Caleb Martin is the play over those guys. I think Caleb Martin's going to be really chalky, but for good reason. I think he looks very good for value. Might be a bit over-owned, though. And then Gabe Vincent, solid, had a bad game tonight. And then Kevin Love, just fine for salary relief. I don't love it, though. And I don't like anything else. So I think that'll do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys had a great night tonight, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.